All right, so I started my recording. So I could tell you about sewing today. I did sewing yesterday, and today I'm like, seriously, I should just bring my cam glasses with me, period. Just bring them. Someone knocks on my door or gets in my face. I'm like, just go, excuse me just a moment. I go put my glasses on. uh, this was not terribly obnoxious, it was just subtly. The woman that rents below, it's a three-layer building, two stories, one basement, but the basement parking's on the level in the back, and then the first floor is on the level on the first floor in the front. But basically three levels of businesses on top of each other, and it's an old building, and there's a dentist above ours, and you can hear people trumping, you could hear machines, you can hear kids, you know. It's got a fake drop ceiling, and I suspect there's not any soundproofing or insulation. It's the building. It's it's inexpensive. Our toilet is avocado green porcelain, and that pretty much dates it, as does the wiring and um, the gorgeous drop ceiling, and all those slightly what do we say? The building is not very embellished. The interior particularly is that standard stock off-white off-white walls. This is what you do for apartments, right? You make it something that is so blah, but yet so generic that nobody can complain. Well, I don't like that color. Yeah, because it's just not really anything. It's just the same thing. It's the least expensive way to go, to non-personalize. But I was sewing, and I have my little tunes on. Helps me sit longer, and I could see Minnow outside the sewing room door. He's like looking at me, and then he's looking at the door, and then he's standing up, and I'm like, what's going on? So I took out an earplug, and I'm like, someone's knocking. I'm like, who's knocking? Why don't they just open the door? So I'm like, really? They're knocking. So I get up from sewing, and it's a woman downstairs. And backstory on the woman downstairs. When I was giving a treatment, she came in, and she talked to my customer, and then she left. And she's come in before. Let me think what it was for. It's been a couple times. It's usually she could hear footsteps. I did not talk to her the last time, but I pretty much knew she was talking to my client that had kids. And yes, we have kids at the Lice Clinic, and they act like kids, and that's fine. You know, I can assure her, which I did, the dentist upstairs has kids that visit him in his business, and they act like kids too. And I can hear them. And so I didn't get to talk to her the last time that she talked to my customer, and I was like, so I asked my customer when I was done with the treatment, because I was with her kid in the other room, not the main entrance slash foyer or waiting room, and she said, oh, it's fine. And so I was like, okay, because I don't get this person's right to be telling my customers how they're going to peep and not peep in the confines of what would be not her business. So the customer pretty much diffused it, said it was fine. I was like, okay. So I didn't pry. I just wanted to make sure that she did not feel uncomfortable by the person that has, I don't want to say works down below us, but she rents the space below. So she came up today and she, I have to say, trying the meek. I'm meek and I respect you, so I'm going to ask you first. I hear this humming sound. It's like machines, and this is a business. And I go, yeah, this is a business. That is my sewing machines, and I need to get back to work. Well, this is a business. And I'm like, what the fuck did you not hear here? I need to get back to work. Well, it makes this worse. Yes, I understand you came up here to find out what it is. It is sewing machines. Well, this is a business. I'm like, what the fuck are you not hearing? I've got work. This is a business. Well, she started it with, are you the owner? I'm like, no, I'm not. And so it looked like she was angling first to get information to know, one-on-one, can I complain to you or do I need to complain around you? I'm like, bitch, number one, you don't have the right to complain to me. Number one, you're not the reason to make this business better. This is a cheap-ass business. This is a business building. This is a cheap-ass landlord. Okay? So vet your fucking building, first of all. Vet your building, first of all. And then stop complaining, because I'm not your leg. I'm not your leg. You're not what I'm in business for. Oh my gosh. So I didn't put any of that verbiage out there. That was basically in my head prominently, especially after she left, because I'm just like, I'm knocking on my door. And with your logic, LOGIC, she was just playing and panning the charming, I'm meek and I'm going to come up here very respectfully. And I'm like, no, you're not, because it's the fucking building's problem and you're not the reason the building should be any better. Okay? And as far as your complaint goes, no. I'm not in business for you. And I'm not in business to serve or process your complaint. 2 by 2. What else? Among the other notes. Yeah, it was almost like it made me feel, what do you think this is? A timeshare? We're not doing the same work. Well, I suspect we never have, okay? This is not a timeshare. I'm not your leg to stand on to make what you want happen while you deem yourself meek, and I'm like, you're just complaining nonsensically, but you can string grammatical sounding words together, okay, and call that fair air. And so I didn't really toss a lot of verbiage out there. The only one I did really get her on was like, the building. You need to complain about the building. And she would be like, trying to respect you. I thought I'd come to you first, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't care who you fucking go to first. It's the building. And you're not the reason the building should be any better. And your complaint, I'm not here to process your complaint. I'm not in business for you. You. And she kept trying to work the I'm meek and I'm a concerned whatever. And I just was pulling faces because I'm like, stop. and let me go back to work. I have to say, pulling the meek card, the meek, tame, thoughtful card, while I get complained on, is I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And if my logic can't impress you to shut the fuck up, how about this? How about that? How about I just pull faces at you until you just have to. You got the message, didn't you? Your conversation's not getting anywhere here. It's not getting anywhere here. Okay? Thank you. Do you need a thank you? I'll just say thank you for me too. My message was for me too. So, anyway, I don't know if Christine's going to hear about it. I don't know if the landlord is. I thought, well, if anything, Christine will probably know how to handle it. I sew for Christine. I make her bags for her mesh bags to put an ensemble of do-it-yourself lice treatment. Sorry, I got a tip right here. Lice treatment care, kind of like a boutique. So, the other backstory on this woman, when I'm there on the weekends, she's playing sappy serenade, what is the genre? Ballads, love ballads, dripping love ballads. She plays that loud on the weekends. So, she was getting me constantly throwing this, this is a business building. I'm like, what the fuck are you not hearing here? What I really wanted to say is, if you need to take a nap, go home. Okay. I get this as a business. I'm working. My machines make noise. The machines upstairs make noise too. And I brought up, because I couldn't bring it up with her when I was in the other room, you came up here for my client. This is not yours. This is not your leg to stand on. Anyway, it's silly. It kind of riled me a little bit, but I was just thinking, so I was like, you know what? I need to bring the sunglasses. Sunglasses, camera glasses. I need to bring them. I just need to have them with me. I did think, can I try a different way to reason with this person who's not hearing me as they're applying logic? But I'm like, you came up here respectfully to hear what the noise is. I explained it to you directly and gave you a visual. It's a sewing machine. You added on, well, I hear this whirring sound of a machine. Yes. Check it again. It's a sewing machine. Well, it makes this sound. You betcha it does. I'm working. And then she's like, well, this is a business building. I'm like, what are you not getting here? She kept saying it's a business building. And I'm like, you're low-G-I-C- I can't reason with you, so Am I the crazy one? All right, it wasn't that exaggerated, but I was pulling the stink face, just like, fuck you, without actually saying it. She finally got that. She was kind of like, I can't talk to this person. I'm like, damn straight. And she's like, I gotta go. I'm like, thank you. If I hear a complaint from you, my footsteps are going to be a lot louder everywhere I go. Well, I thought about it. I was like, I told her, you're too sensitive. You're too sensitive with what this building can yield. I'm like, I'm standing right under the drop ceiling, and I'm tall enough to poke it and push it up. I'm like, that is a drop ceiling. If you got a complaint, it's about the building, and you need to complain to the landlord. I sometimes don't know. Do they think I'm a young person that will take an adult's shit? Because I think sometimes I still get confused. I'm a young person, and so adults think that they can pull shit on me, and I'm like, no, you can't. I mean, maybe I'll let you think you can, but I'm gonna be drop kicking you on the way out. And if I want you to wear that on the way in, if you ever come in again, I can do that too. And you can tell I'm a bit raspy today. Some might call that sort of that rough around the edges, ready to spar, a Scorpio attribute. I really don't have anything else to say on that. I can say something on it, Sharon, if you want me to. You've got a Scorpio moon. I imagine you get pretty rashy. I'm saying you probably take shortcuts that aren't dainty nor pretty. So I've got new thoughts today. Trying to get off the old shtick. I didn't finish the thought. Do something, a different way to talk to her. Well, first of all, I'm offended. I'm offended that she thinks my business is her business. So we're on the wrong foot already. She's using my foot and my leg to stand on. That does not put me in happy mode. It's not right, her right to complain even. I've got work to do, and it's not to process your complaint 2 by 2. That does not make me happy either. Another way of standing on my leg and in my foot. Not okay. So, how do I talk to this person? You really just have to bust their bubble. Now, it's work I don't get paid for, so shouldn't I find some entertainment or some sort of perk out of it? I mean, certainly if I could find some self-deserving dessert, it couldn't be thought ungainly or unappreciative of my cell, the L, F by F. T. The emotive music that plays on the weekend, I know that she's using that place as her haven. I don't really know what kind of business she does, but I have been at that location almost 3 years, and I have had conversations with her over noise, over smell, over noise, of clients, of kids, of footsteps, of TV, and I've never complained to her once. Nor have I complained to the people above us. And I've even been upstairs several times. One, as a patient. When I broke my tooth under the gum line, I went to see someone very convenient. I knew a dentist. He's upstairs. And Minnow is very popular with the ladies. And I think he got invited in, or he invited himself, and then he ran around the dental office while they were having lunch from room to room. So there's no honest, I'm trying to think of a way to have a conversation with this woman who's already stood on my foot malfeasantly, and she's thinking and calling it graciously and wants to know what the fuck my problem is. Excuse me, you have no honest beginning, you have no honest end, for starters. She's an older woman. She looks older than me. I don't know how old she is. But she was plying the, this is a business building. And I'm like, if you need to take a nap, you need to go home. Because people are working here. They make noise, especially when they walk. It's interesting that she was using the conversation for, this is a business, and it's a business building. It is a business building. It is a business building. And yet what she wants is absolute silence. And that is not the type of business that most of us in our physical body do, unless we're sleeping. Even then, not everyone's silent. So I really don't have a way of talking to this person. I could put a performance art postcard down there and say, hey, your review's here. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. There's not really an honest way to talk to this person, especially since I know she comes up to stand on me, to stand on my leg, to fucking fornicate a complaint when she's never made honest tear weight. And if she has a complaint about the building to the landlord, well, she's not the reason to ever make that building better. She's the reason to keep it fucking cheap. She's complaining to a person who works in buildings, who builds buildings, who has built, It is a common feature in the trades, in the building trades. Some people have this, if it's not written, it's known. The males, they don't work with the women, the wife. They don't. because the wife changes her mind all over the place and does not have a notion with her feet on the ground of what every whimsical change costs the GC, the general contractor, or anyone who's trying to supervise this work to get it towards completion. So it's not uncommon for some men to be like, my rule is I don't work with women in terms of a customer, in terms of a client, particularly the male's wife. It's something that's somewhat broadcast. It's passed down. It's passed down on job sites. Okay, it becomes known. You know, don't talk to that wife. Okay, don't talk to her because she's going to fiddle faddle this fucking job and we'll never get out of here. Pros and cons. If your eye for detail can hone, honest, honership, honer and donorship, then obviously it should be considered. But for the whimsical, you know, I think the trim board should be 12 inches with a brocade molding. Oh no, I've decided we're going to raise the roof. It wasn't bad today, but what was kind of gnawing is trying to determine what's this person's route? What is she going to do? And I'm like, she could complain to Christine. She starts spouting her sensitivities of noise, of twinkle toes. I think Christine will feel that. Kind of like, stop being a silly woman. She may not say it exactly that way, but Christine is entrepreneurial, a single mother, does not have, and she pulls her own weight. She doesn't have a quotient for fucking bullshit from fucking anyone. She's got work to do. Her life's business, she gets to live it 24/7. Meaning anyone can call and she gets to answer it. Or find a way to, you know, have someone else deal with it. She could go to the landlord, get a complaint, you know, I'm like, you can come look at my sewing machines. They're business certified. And I sew for Christine, so. And then I'm like, you know what, if I hear a complaint at all, you know what, it's just gonna make me angry and I'm gonna wear bigger, heavier shoes. See how you like that? I'm in the big heavy shoe business now. I wear them specially at the lice clinic so I can create a noise filter of stupid ass complaints. Can't hear you. So that's me. That's me with artificial sensitivities gnawing on me, standing on me, and leaving me respectfully, which is an ironic word that she used over and over again, leaves me respectfully nowhere to go. You put that shit on me, I have to say, it's coming back some way or another, okay? because I'm not good at being unhappy. And I'm definitely not capable of being stupid for you. I definitely am feeling like a scrappy Scorpio. And no, I'm not just a Scorpio. I'm not a Scorpio, I'm a Libra, but I've got a lot of Scorpio in my chart. I like to think thoughtfully anchored by a lot of Virgo. I think before I sting. But the fact of the matter is, if I'm stinging, I've already thought about it. My intuition knows, suck. That sucks. I'm not here for you to give me a little Brazilian wax, one-on-one, or communal. Not unless you want me to put those fucking hairs in your mouth. I'm gonna watch you chew. I don't feel like being nice today. You can't make me. You can't make me. So today was not that hot, but it's not gray anymore. It's not raining. I think I was starting to feel the heat, and I'm not quite acclimated to it, so I'm feeling just a little hot in the head. It's a good thing it's only just a little bit, because the temperature, the physical temperature, can just make you just like, you know, light up. It can. It has. In the sense that Maine is the first place I've ever painted or stood outdoors, and my scalp started sweating. So, and I know from working as an exterior painter in this weather, how it would just give me a short fuse, and that I would have, so I'd school myself to be cognizant of that, you know, acclimating to hot weather gives me a short fuse. I'm sure it gives other people a short fuse too. It's acknowledging that. It's just putting a filter on. Look, I get you're hot. Maybe you just need to chill. Rather than throw some gasoline on it. I didn't throw gasoline on it today, but I'm kind of not in the mood to be complained on. The not so subtle irony, I don't see this person doing this work. I don't see the person who's complaining on me today stepping up. I don't see this person, if I gave her the opportunity to understand what I'm doing, that I do real work in reality and it's not what she's really doing, to support me. So I'm like, get off my leg, get off my foot, get out of this business. It's not your business. I am not in business for you. I am in business for AME. TU F2. I'm having a very, I'm having a short fuse with complaints. Go fix it. If you think you can, too. Not into complaints. Definitely not with a garnishment of meek and respectful. I'm not into that. That's ass. That's asinine. Oh, but I'm being so calm and thoughtful and meek in my demeanor. You're asinine. Don't complain on me because you can't fix yourself and you don't want to. This building and how it bothers you is a reflection of you. You're not the reason to make it better, to build better. This thoughtless design, this jimmied Yankee ingenuity for no reason, is really just cause of your inspiration. Oh, it will D-EWE -D. Oh, let's put a little ballad music on top of it. Give it a little tear for our sentiment. Jeez. Yeah, I was definitely offended with the respectful, the meek demeanor, and I'm like, what? You want to meet my fucking elbow? I'm feeling raspy, scrappy today. I'm not happy about someone interrupting my workflow because they hear humming of machines. And to inform me this is a business building. Like, if she comes back again, I'm gonna sink her logic. I'm gonna sink her logic. We get a picture. I'll own it. You know, if you need a nap and you can't get one at your business building, I suggest you go home. But is that not working for you either? Well, you're probably not the reason for it to build better there either. The thing about complaint is it's suggesting I'm a timeshare. It's also suggesting I'm sufficiently not aware to be stupid here. I mean, here. For the other person listening with their mere ear. But the thought of a timeshare is an interesting concept. Well, in a different parallax. mind you,